Number 1.
The missing woman's disappearance has brought together family, friends and strangers to help solve the mystery. Lauren Dumolo, of Cape Coral, has been missing for 2 months, and there are no answers about her whereabouts, despite an open police investigation, at least 3 searches involving members of the public, and a reward offered through Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers. She pretty much vanished, said Paul Dumolo, her father. That night Paul Dumolo got a phone call from Lauren's boyfriend, Gabriel Pina, who he has never met, saying she wasn't at home June 19. No one has heard from her since, and her social media accounts are dark. The call was out of the blue, and I just thought she must be at her mom's house or the store or something, Paul Dumolo said. Dumolo soon booked a flight to Florida to join the search. Pina told Dumolo and police that when he returned home from work she was not at the apartment, but her cell phone was there. She was reported missing 2 days later. Pina could not be reached for comment. A person at 4 Freedoms Park, 4818 Tarpon Court, a place she frequently went to meditate, found her purse the same day she disappeared. The park is within a half-mile from Lauren Dumolo's apartment. The week since, Lauren Dumolo missed her 30th birthday and the 6th birthday of her daughter, Michaela, who has been staying with her grandmother in West Palm Beach. Paul Dumolo lives in California and said he normally talks to his daughter all the time on the phone and on video calls. She was my firstborn and we always had an extremely close relationship, Paul Dumolo said. The last time he saw his daughter was at a family reunion in Cape Coral 2 years ago. He had been planning a trip to visit her when COVID-19 derailed their plans. Once she was reported missing, he flew here immediately and has been staying at a hotel. The Cape Coral police have been keeping Paul Dumolo updated on his daughter's case and are waiting on forensic testing to come back, he said. Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers is offering a reward up to $3,000 for information about the whereabouts of Lauren Dumolo, a Marco Island businessman, added $5,000 to the effort, increasing the reward to $8,000. Family members, friends and even strangers have tirelessly combed through neighborhoods throughout Lee County, searching for any clues as to where she may be, according to a Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers news release. Danielle Langevin, of Fort Myers, was a stranger to Lauren Dumolo's family before she went missing, but now she has been responsible for helping with searches and fundraising events. When Langevin first heard that a woman was missing, she felt an instant bond. Lauren Dumolo's daughter has the same birthday as her son. I immediately had a connection. I met the family within a couple of days and established a quick bond with them, she said. At first, Langevin thought she would just help out here and there, but she became close with the family, she said. When Lauren Dumolo first went missing, family and friends immediately began searches, canvassed her neighborhood, spoke to people and passed out flyers. Langevin said through that they obtained a lot of information that was then passed to the lead detective. Langevin said there have been 3 organized searches and dozens of others who have gone out on individual searches. We continue to talk to people who we think know something, Langevin said. Everyone who is involved with the searches relay to Crime Stoppers and Cape Coral Police any tips that they get. The family remains hopeful and their main goal is to bring Lauren Dumolo home, Langevin said. So far, Crime Stoppers has received a little more than a dozen tips on Lauren Dumolo's case, not as many as they had hoped for, said Trish Rout, a manager for Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers. It's sad and frustrating at the same time, because someone out there has to know something, or have seen her after the morning of June 19, Rout said. Crime Stoppers will continue to stand by Cape Coral Police Department, Lauren's friends and family and the community until Lauren Dumolo is found and brought home, she said. Langevin said they really hope the Cape Coral Police ask Lee County Sheriff's Office to assist with the search for Lauren Dumolo, because of all the resources they have. Cape Coral Police have not released any updates on the case, citing the open investigation. However, they said Lauren Dumolo's case is different. Master Corporal Philip Mullen said it is different because they haven't found her yet. Most missing persons cases are resolved quickly, though they all have their different factors, Mullen said. The Cape Coral Police Department had 18 missing persons cases since June 1. All have been found with the exception of Lauren Dumolo. Langevin is organizing We Ride for Lauren along with 4 others to raise more reward money in hopes that the higher the reward the more incentive people will have to come forward. We hope they come forward, and that the guilt will be too much, and they will realize how much Lauren is loved, she said. The We Ride for Lauren event will be a motorcycle ride led by Paul Dumolo, as well as raffles, a silent auction, food and hopefully live music. Langevin is in need of community members and businesses to help by donating items for the raffles and auction, food, beverages, tents and a band. She also asks motorcycle rentals to donate a bike for Paul Dumolo to ride, and if they would be willing to discount rentals for others who would like to participate. The family-friendly event does not have a confirmed date or venue yet, but it is planned mid-September. Anyone interested in donating for the event can contact Langevin through the We Ride for Lauren Facebook page. Anyone interested in contributing to the reward fund can contact Crime Stoppers.
Number 2.
Six years after Noemi Gonzalez disappeared without a trace from her North Miami home, her sister-in-law says she will never give up searching for her. There is not even a thought that we will give up searching for Noemi, said Liz Gonzalez to CBS 4's Peter Donch. It's been 6 long years and the family misses her dearly. As a family, you just don't give up hope that somehow, someway, we will find her. We are never going to give up. She added, Noemi is the type of person who would give you the shirt off her back. It is a troubling case that has drawn nationwide attention. At the time, North Miami police scoured the neighborhood with bloodhounds and cadaver dogs, and passed out flyers and used helicopters in their search. Gonzalez was 54 when she disappeared from her home on February 12, 2014. Family members say she left behind her pocketbook, keys, cell phone and medicine for epileptic seizures. The retired former school crossing guard had never left home for any extended period before without telling anyone. Her son Pedrito told family members he last saw his mother at 2 a.m. when he got up to go to the bathroom. He said she was sleeping. When he got up at 8 a.m., he noticed that she was gone. They lived in a duplex on Northeast 136th Street by Northeast 4th Avenue. In August of 2014, Pedrito Gonzalez told Crime Stoppers Case Files that my mom was always there for me. I'm her only child. He wept as he said, she always stuck by me regardless of what I always did. She did everything for me to make me happy. I don't know what to do. I wish someone would come forward and help. She was my back. She was all I got. I love her. I am sorry for everything I put her through. I know I messed up a lot. Police at the time said the house showed no signs of foul play and was not in disarray. The front door was closed but not locked. Family members throughout the years have come to South Florida from New Jersey and other parts of the state to pass out flyers and ask for the public's help in the case. We have faith in the Lord that we will find Noemi, said Liz Gonzalez in a FaceTime interview from New Jersey. A spokeswoman for the family said, we will not stop searching as we have in the past 6 years to keep the community aware. Donch also spoke with Sergeant Nelson Perez, a former lead detective on the case, who said Gonzalez had also been a records technician and a receptionist at North Miami Police Headquarters. It would mean a lot to solve this case, but this case is like the one people talk about and this is personal, because she was a member of our family. She was an employee here. I spoke to many people and there was not one person who said anything bad about her. She was a lovely person. Perez said there are no suspects in her disappearance. He also said this has been the most baffling case he has encountered. It's been baffling, he said. It has been frustrating. I would like to solve it. Anyone who has any information, no matter how insignificant they think it is, should contact us. You never know. That could really help us. Liz Gonzalez said solving the case would mean so much to her. I know either way, if we find Noemi alive or not, it is something that our family needs, because there is this cloud hanging over us constantly. It is not knowing and not understanding what it is going on. It has been 6 years, and we would like to know where my sister-in-law is. She said family members are offering a $15,000 reward.
Number 3.
After 6 years of looking for their son, Reny Jose's parents say they will never stop searching. In March of 2014, Reny Jose, 21, had the world at his feet. He was a mechanical engineering senior at the prestigious Rice University, with a 4.0 GPA. Jose's sister, Reny Jose, said her brother was very excited about his future. He had all of his suits ironed, and they were hanging up on his bed rails, and they were ready to go, said Reny Jose. He had all his resumes, business cards, and everything all on his desk. But before Jose could ascend into his next chapter of life, he needed one last hurrah as a student. So on March 1st, he and 22 other students drove from Houston, Texas to Panama City Beach, Florida for spring break 2014. 2 days into their stay, Jose disappeared. According to police, Jose went missing around 7 p.m. on March 3rd, but it wasn't until 11 a.m. on the following day that his friends finally called the cops. Jose's mother, Shirley Jose, said she was driving home from work around 4 p.m. when she received the call. After that, I don't know how I got home, Shirley Jose said. By the time Jose's family landed in Florida on March 5th, 16 of the 22 kids had already packed their stuff and left town. There were 2 girls and 4 boys left, Shirley Jose said. 2 of them didn't even want to talk to us. Shirley Jose said those who did talk said very different things. One was saying, "I don't know where Reny went," the other one was saying, "I went to Walmart," the other one saying, "I was sleeping," then the other one said, "He went for a walk," Shirley Jose said. One of the roommates gave a statement to the police that Jose's family says is uncharacteristic of his personality. According to the incident report, on the evening he went missing, Jose took LSD and even spoke of killing himself. Shirley Jose said her son was a happy boy and excited about his future. With everything he had going on, suicidal thoughts seemed unlikely. She also said the drug allegation doesn't add up. They didn't find any drugs in the house, Shirley Jose said. Where did it go? What happened to the drugs? They're kids, they're on spring break, Reny Jose said. I just think it's strange that they portrayed him as a drug addict. They are acting as if he's sitting in a corner doing it by himself. Take more responsibility for your actions, if that was the case. Again, there were no drugs found in the house. Reny Jose said if her brother was using drugs, it seems unlikely that he was the only one. The rest of them are sitting quietly in a corner, hanging out by themselves. That's strange, Reny Jose said. We know one of the kids was definitely doing drugs that weekend, we know that for sure. Because he admitted it and we asked him to take a drug test, and he said no. Shirley Jose said another strange clue from her son's disappearance was the time of day his friends found his clothes at 11 a.m. every morning. The cleanup crews cleaned the beach at 6 a.m., and they didn't find his clothes. I think somebody put his clothes there, Shirley Jose said. His clothes, 1 pair of pajamas, 2 socks, everything was on the railing. According to his friends, another batch of clothes was located near the trash can. His cell phone and his shorts and underwear and everything were half hanging on a garbage can, Shirley Jose said. Until then, they didn't call the cops because they said they thought he was going to come back, Shirley Jose said. Shirley Jose said it didn't seem like her son had planned his disappearance because his wallet, laptop, and suitcase all remained inside his room at the beach house. Besides the clothes turning up, police had one clue to pursue: the testimony from his friend that said Jose had likely gone into the water while high on drugs. Shirley Jose said the cops focused on this detail, searching the Gulf for his body, as if he'd already drowned. Jose's body was never found, and the 16 students who fled after his disappearance were never questioned by police. Shirley Jose said her family hired multiple lawyers hoping to get some answers, but no one would talk. We couldn't force them to talk, Shirley Jose said. Half of them wouldn't even take the phone calls. Some of the kids even went as far as to hire a lawyer of their own, and one of the 2 girls that stayed behind in Florida refused to speak with Jose's family when they showed up that day. The day that it happened, she didn't want to speak with the family, Reny Jose said. I just find the whole thing strange because her friend said she went to Starbucks when we showed up there looking for Reny. I don't know, I just thought it was disrespectful. Jose's family said it took Reny making a post on Facebook, begging his friends to speak, that finally resulted in a conversation with a girl who refused to talk. But she wouldn't talk without a lawyer present. This girl was his close friend. So we went to California to talk to her to try and find out some information about what happened. She didn't give us anything, Shirley Jose said. Reny said this girl wasn't the only kid who hired a lawyer. There were more kids that got lawyers, Reny Jose said. My mom still tries to contact these students on a regular basis. Most people will just be like, my lawyer told me not to talk to you, and hang up. Shirley Jose said she still believes that her son is still alive. Everywhere she goes, she looks and hopes to find him one day. Somebody took him, that's what I'm thinking, Shirley Jose said. I'm just hoping they could just tell me the truth, he really went missing. If anybody knows anything, if anybody thinks of anything that they didn't think about or know about back then, anything would be helpful to us at this point, Reny Jose said. Shirley Jose said that time has not made the situation any easier on her or her family. I'll be looking for him forever. Our family is torn apart because of this, Shirley Jose said. Every day I sit here and cry. There are so many variables. There are people who are telling everything stories, Reny Jose said. It's a little disheartening sometimes because you are trying to piece everything together, and it just doesn't make any sense. Surely Jose has a plea for all 22 of the kids who were on vacation with Reny. The kids don't want to talk to us, you think the parents want to? And they are the ones who hire the lawyers, surely Jose said. I want all the kids to know, if this happened to their mother, what do they think? They never think that. At least just tell me the truth.
Number 4.
The mother of 3 from Dover, Florida has been missing since January, and her family fears something terrible happened to her. Veronica Marllen Reyes-Diaz, 23, was last seen in the early morning hours of Saturday, January 18, 2020. Her father, Fidencio Mingers, told Dateline that Veronica had made plans to go out Friday night with a friend. Her husband stayed home with their 1-year-old son, and she took their 2 older sons, ages 4 and 5, to her sister's house in Plant City, Florida, about 15 minutes away. She returned home and was picked up by her friend later that night. Around 1:15 a.m. on Saturday, Veronica's friend dropped her off at her house, and then Veronica drove to her sister's house to pick up the boys before returning home, according to Veronica's father. Once the children were inside and put to bed, her father said that's when it appears she left the house again, but didn't return. Veronica's Chevy Yukon was found parked outside the house. Her car keys and wallet with cash were inside the vehicle. Veronica's father told Dateline her cell phone pinged in the area over the weekend, but by Monday, it had been turned off because no messages or calls were going through. We weren't really worried at first, Fidencio said. Thought maybe she was staying with a friend. Maybe she just needed some space. It happens. But not for this long. And she would have never left her kids. Never. They were everything to her. On Monday, Veronica's family filed a missing persons report and began searching the area. But there was no trace of Veronica. Assistant Chief Communications Officer Amanda Granite with the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office told Dateline that Veronica's case is classified as a missing persons case, and anyone with information is encouraged to call the authorities. It is still a case that is being actively investigated, Granite said. Reyes-Diaz is not considered endangered, and there are no signs of foul play at this time. The family, however, believes her disappearance is completely out of character and is frustrated with the lack of movement in her case. There's a big problem with sex trafficking in this area, Fidencio said. And I'm just worried that someone grabbed her that night. Nearly 3 weeks after Veronica vanished, 28-year-old Ceha Taylor disappeared from Plant City, Florida on February 6. She was previously featured in Dateline NBC's Missing in America. Ceha's black 2000 Toyota Solaris was found abandoned on railroad tracks at East Trapnell Road. The engine was still running. Her belongings, including her cell phone and debit card, were in the car. It is not known if these 2 disappearances are connected, but Fidencio said he is looking into every possibility. He said that as far as he knows, the 2 women did not know each other, but said he has discovered they have mutual acquaintances. Fidencio said their family and Ceha's family are working together to bring their loved ones home safe. This has brought our families together for one goal, to find our daughters, Fidencio said. Every time I'm out searching for Veronica, I'm searching for Ceha, too. But the searches for both women stalled when the coronavirus pandemic shut everything down in March. Everything has just stopped because of coronavirus, Fidencio said. We're all just really worried. I'm just so desperate for answers. For closure. Something. Fidencio said Mother's Day was especially hard for the family. I just tried to keep the kids entertained, Fidencio said. But they keep asking for her. They're worried. I just don't know what to tell them anymore. We just need her home. Veronica is described as being 4'11" tall and 150 pounds. She has hair that has been dyed burgundy and brown eyes. Veronica was last seen wearing a white and gray long-sleeve cropped shirt, jeans and sandals. She has a mole near her left eye and may be wearing glasses. A $1,000 reward is being offered for information leading to Veronica's whereabouts. Anyone with information is asked to call the sheriff's office at 813-247-8200.
Number 5.
More than 2 years have passed since 30-year-old Calandra Stallworth went missing in Crestview. Investigators are still working her case. I feel that this one is solvable, Crestview Police Major Ray Harp said. I feel that, whoever did this is somebody said something to somebody, and that person needs to come forward. In mid-March, Stallworth reportedly dropped her 2 teenage daughters off at her mother's house next door on her way into work at the Hilton Sandyston Beach Resort. When she did not show back up from work, her family reported her missing. According to records, Stallworth walked into the Crestview Police Department on the March 22 asking officers to cancel the missing persons report. That was the last day she was ever seen. Major Harp says Stallworth's boyfriend picked her up from work one day. Then, the couple drove several different places throughout the Panhandle. After gone missing, police were able to track Stallworth down using the GPS on her cell phone until the battery died. That's a lot of area when you go between Destin to Crestview to Pensacola and to Crestview to Destin and back towards that area, and then it quits, he said. So that's a lot of area to try and track somebody down. You can't just go check every piece of woods or everything from here to there. Stallworth was about 5'7" and weighed about 200 pounds. She's African American with brown hair and brown eyes. Her ears are pierced. She also has a tattoo on her left breast spelling out the name Antwin. Her boyfriend at the time and the suspect in her case now, according to Crestview Police. Of course, him being the boyfriend, him being the last one with her, he's always going to be the suspect until he's completely cleared of that, Harp said. But anything's possible. Antwin Montrex Smith was her boyfriend for 3 years. At the time of Stallworth's disappearance, Major Harp says he was seen with another woman. He was arrested on unrelated charges and has been behind bars since. I think he's pretty close to being out now, Harp said. He's been in prison. So it's probably about time for him to be released, and we'll probably revisit him at some point. In the meantime, we spoke with a close friend of Stallworth's, Latoya Antrell. She was amazing. Me and her were really close. We talked every day. She was a sweet person. She would do anything for anybody, and she loves her girls more than anything. So, her just leaving and not coming back to them is not an option. We need some type of closure. Hopefully she is alive, but if she isn't, we still need to know today, so her little girls can move forward without the hope and wishing that she can come back and not know anything. If you have any information regarding Calandra Stallworth's whereabouts, you're asked to contact the Crestview Police Department, 850-682-3544.